demonstrations with no end in sight. CNN's Kristie Lu Stout joins me now live from Hong Kong. And Kristie, you were at Carrie Lam's press conference. You asked her about the communication that she's having with Beijing, because a lot of people wonder if it's really officials in Beijing calling the shots and not her.
Yeah, and she would insist that she is governing Hong Kong people, being the chief executive of Hong Kong, but she is in this impossible position of serving two masters, the people here in the territory, as well as Beijing. The chief executive of Hong Kong, Carrie Lam, just gave her first press conference in the building right behind me since the introduction of that controversial ban on face masks took effect. She says despite the additional violence and arrests over the weekend, that measure is not a failure but needs more time to be effective. This follows more unrest, more scenes of all-out chaos playing out over the weekend, where we saw not just thousands, but tens of thousands of demonstrators turn out in defying that face ban, many of them wearing those facial coverings that are now outlawed by the Hong Kong government. They targeted the MTR subway system here in Hong Kong. They set up barricades blocking roads. At one point, we saw the entire mass rapid transit system in Hong Kong, which services up to 5 million people a day, completely shut down. Stores, businesses, restaurants, entire shopping centers were closed or forced to close early. Now, given the ongoing unrest, I posed that question to the chief executive earlier this day, and I asked her, what is it going to take? You know, how bad does it need to get in Hong Kong before she feels compelled to call on Beijing, the Chinese central government authorities, to step in and to restore order? This is how she responded.
At this point in time, I still strongly feel that we should find the solutions ourselves. That is also the position of the central government, that Hong Kong should tackle the problem on her own. Okay. But if the situation becomes so bad, then no options could be ruled out if we want Hong Kong to at least to have another chance. But at this moment, I and my team, we are still very committed to making sure that we can use our own instruments, legal instruments, political instruments like continuing dialogue, policy instruments like addressing some of the deep-seated problems on the livelihood and the economy side to try to restore calm and order in Hong Kong.
The chief executive of Hong Kong, Carrie Lam, they're answering my question, saying that Hong students from turning out onto the streets and protests. Already on social media, we're seeing photos of students returning to school this day wearing face masks. Will.
Yeah, open defiance, Kristie. And you have to wonder, when Carrie Lam told you last week that if this doesn't work, other steps will be taken, but she didn't explain what those steps were. Certainly, in the minds of some here in the city, there's concern about what that could mean for civil liberties here in Hong Kong. But we'll have to leave it there for now. Kristie Lu Stout, appreciate it. Live from outside Lake here in Hong Kong.